Howdy y'all, Galator here, and today we're going to be reading a real book. So normally I would do vanilla World of Warcraft books. I might lose subscribers because of this, but I finally have started reading again after like a 4-year hiatus thanks to undergrad, and I thought, what the hell, why not just tell you the last 3 books I read, give you a review, see if you'd like to read them, and then tell you the next 3 books we're going to read. And if this video doesn't get disliked as shit, and you guys leave some comments down below telling me what you'd recommend, whether you agree or disagree with me, I'll do it again. Alright, so for our first book, I'm going to be doing Fahrenheit 451. So Fahrenheit 451 by Raymond Bradbury. Guy Montag is a fireman. In his world where television rules and literature is on the brink of extinction, firemen start fires rather than put them out. His job is to destroy the most illegal of commodities, the printed book, along with the houses in which they are hidden. Montag never questions the destruction and ruin his actions produce, returning each day to his bland life and wife, Mildred, who spends all day with her television family. But then he meets an eccentric young neighbor, Clarice, who introduces him to a past where people didn't live in fear, and to present where one sees the world through the ideas in books instead of the mindless chatter of television. When Mildred attempts suicide, and Clarice suddenly disappears, Montag begins to question everything he has ever known. He starts hiding books in his home, and when his pilfering is discovered, the fireman has to run for his life. So Fahrenheit 451, should you read it? Honestly, no. I'm gonna rank this one really low, maybe like 2 out of 5. The themes are really basic, it shoves it down your face, and okay, this is coming from someone who loves dystopian novels. I mean, I love like 1984, Brave New World, The Giver, Metamorphosis of Prime Intellect. Those are all really great places to start if you want to read dystopian future novels. Fahrenheit 451 is like really simplified, and I think a lot of people read this in middle school or early high school, and that makes sense. That's where this novel belongs. But if you're above the age of 17, go pick up one of those 4 other books. Fahrenheit 451 just isn't going to do it for you. The next book is The Secret Agent by Joseph Conrad. Adolf Verloc leads a double life. As well as running his seedy Soho shop, he is also a secret agent, operating for an underground anarchist cell. And his job is about to get far more dangerous. When his leaders instruct him to plant a bomb at the Greenwich Observatory, his plans go terribly awry, with tragic repercussions for him and his family. Alright, so I got this book forever ago, as you can tell from the border sticker on the back, out of business. And I thought this book would be like a precursor to James Bond, or maybe, I don't know, some kind of really cool spy novel. It's written by Joseph Conrad, so Heart of Darkness, probably a really good book. And honestly, it's dry 80% of the way through it. It's not the secret agent novel you think you're going to read. Without giving spoilers away, it's about a man who's middle-aged, overweight, unattractive, in an unsuccessful marriage, doing poor at his own spy work. I mean, he's like the antithesis to James Bond. At the very end, you see a little bit of that Joseph Conrad come out with a twist ending. Won't spoil it, but you really do need to like push through 200 pages to get anything meaningful out of this book. So I don't recommend it, and again, I'd probably give it 2 out of 5. And the third and final book is Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. Here we meet a teenage boy, Kafka Tamura, who is on the run, and Nakata, an aging simpleton who is drawn to Kafka for reasons that he cannot fathom. As their paths converge, acclaimed author Haruki Murakami enfolds readers in a world where cats talk, fish fall from the sky, and spirits slip out of their bodies to make love or commit murder, in what is a truly remarkable journey. Kafka on the Shore. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but right off the bat, 5 out of 5, Murakami might be my second favorite author now. Go read the book. So, just as warning, this book does have some graphic sexual sequences, as well as violent kind of gore sequences, and it could be labeled for having like incest in it. However, that's kind of up to the reader. I'm going to let you decide that, but I won't spoil anything. The book is in a genre called magical realism, which I'd never heard of. So you start out the book and it feels very realist, like not a piece of nonfiction work almost. Nothing weird happens, nothing mystical. It's just about this teenage boy and the old guy, Nakata. And it's just they're living their lives, and their stories do seem to somehow be related. You're unsure of how they're related until the very end as their paths start to cross. But as that happens, more and more surreal things start to happen in the book. So it almost feels like a dream, the second half. Like, real things are still happening, but then the other half is like, am I dreaming this? Is this in the book? And the book plays on that a lot. Murakami is a wonderful storyteller, and I've never so readily recommended a book to people to read. So I highly recommend it if maybe you haven't jumped into more modern literature, like I haven't. I almost always read classics just because you can always trust they're good, right? Like, a classic is a classic because it stood the test of time. I feel like it's just a garbage dump of modern literature, and then there's going to be gems in it and you have to find them. So I found one for you. Haruki Murakami's Kafka on the Shore. Highly recommend it, 5 out of 5. Alright, I hope you guys like this video. Just in case I do another one, the next 3 books I'm going to read, if you'd like to do them with me, I'm going to be reading Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. I've actually already started this one. I'm also going to be reading Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. I should say that I listened to Norwegian Wood and Kafka on the Shore on audiobook, and I actually highly recommend Kafka on the Shore on audiobook. It was the best reading I'd ever done, and I'll link down in the description who it was that did the reading for it. And then the third one for next time, I believe, is going to be Flatland, A Romance in Many Dimensions by Edwin Abbott. Very short book, only like 70 pages, so should be no problem for you. So let me know what you think. Leave comments below with whether you liked this, if this was garbage, maybe my reviews were bad, tell me why. And until next time, au revoir.